My name is Jess Lewis, and I'm going to perform an informative speech on how the legalization of marijuana would positively affect the United States. The legalization of marijuana will greatly assist the United States economy by generating large sums of revenue through the taxation of the product. Also, marijuana can be used in medical issues to relieve pain, especially for individuals with cancer and to cure glaucoma. The legalization of marijuana would greatly assist the U.S. economy by generating a large amount of revenue through taxation with the opportunity to decrease our massive debt. Also, people continue illegally smoking cannabis, therefore the government should take this opportunity to generate additional money for the economy by legalizing the product. Another reason the legalization of marijuana should occur is for medical purposes by relieving pain to many individuals. Marijuana has been proven not to be addictive and has far less negative side effects in products such as cigarettes and other tobacco products that have already been made legal for many years. Many articles I've read stated marijuana is used as a medical agent, helping people who are in pain and suffering with HIV, AIDS, chemotherapy, and glaucoma. Currently, this has led to the legalization of medical marijuana in 18 of the 50 states. The legalization of marijuana also leads to many economical benefits. In a recent study, it is said that the government could reach a collected tax revenue as large as $2.2 to $4 billion a year with expected growth annually. This only makes sense to me since it would assist in decreasing the $17 trillion worth of debt the U.S. currently harbors. The third reason legalization would be beneficial is many individuals are said to find it enjoyable for recreational use and will continue to smoke it even if the government doesn't make it legal. Along with this, I have read that marijuana has proven not to be an addictive drug and has less negative side effects on the body than both tobacco and alcohol products. If marijuana would be legalized, this doesn't automatically precipitate harsher drugs would be used in the future. Individuals would still have the choice of whether you would like to try them or not. It's ultimately persuaded that the impairment of senses of marijuana may cause an invalid reason, since products such as alcohol also impair senses and one's judgment as well. If marijuana were to be legalized, the government would more than likely create laws and regulations for the use and consumption of the drug, such as age restrictions and consumption limits, as it does with alcohol and tobacco. While researching the topic, the first article discussed was the legalization of marijuana in Canada. In the article, the economic case for marijuana legalization in Canada states that the legalization of marijuana would vastly assist the Canadian economy and would raise a large amount of money for the country. In 2014 to 15, the article states how the projected budget would increase from its current revenue level of $1.3 billion to $2.7 billion if it were to tax and sell marijuana. The article goes on to state these tax revenues would optimally be used to cover the yearly health insurance cost of 356,000 Canadians. The article also talks about how the U.S. could make large profits by charging taxes to transport the substance over to other countries around the world. The other source I found supporting the legalization of marijuana stated the issue has created an epidemic between the federal and state government. And the article, High Federalism, Marijuana Legalization, and Limits of Federal Power to Regulate States, has many supporting claims for this argument. The article states how current federalism doctrines cannot even tell us whether or not a local police officer who encounters a person in state authorized possession of marijuana must seize the substance and arrest the person or not. The issue remains unclear on the regulations in certain regions, primarily those states where marijuana is legalized but hasn't become legalized federally. If the federal government were to legalize marijuana and set federal laws and regulations, we wouldn't run into these issues. According to the HuffPost, another very important point supporting the legalization is how the article states the number of alcohol-related deaths on a daily average is 2,331 per day, compared to the 0 per day marijuana-related deaths. The legalization of marijuana would vastly increase the tax revenue collected by the U.S., in turn decreasing a portion of the country's large debt. If marijuana were legalized, it would also lead to the decrease of the crime rate, since individuals will continue consuming the substance even though it isn't yet legal. Another major effect through legalization in all regions of the United States is the medical field. Furthermore, there has been 0 deaths that have occurred due to the consumption of this illegal substance in comparison to the very large number of documented deaths that have been attributed to consuming legal substances such as alcohol and tobacco products. There are far too many positive outcomes in favor of the legalization of marijuana for it not to happen through the United States in the near future.